right. Good evening. It's 8:17. I haven't looked at the charts over the weekend or anything, so we're going to do a technical analysis together raw. And I'm recording these. These are all from previous. I'm going to do a whole brand new one here. Because why not? Let's do it for 8:17. Cool. Let's remove all of that. All right. So I like to start on the day or the week. Today is Sunday, so let's start on the week. I'm not sure why it's not showing everything else, but that's cool. Let's see. Let's go based off of day. And I'm on the micro. Okay, so we can see how we've been bullish, right? For the past 2 weeks or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The trend has been sort of bullish, so we can expect to keep going up in a sense. I'm gonna mark some spaces here, like let's not extend that. I look to see little gaps. This isn't a very big gap, it's a very small gap, but it's a gap right there. I look for any sort of gaps that have not been filled, like there's a gap here. This is towards the bottom. So if I'm looking for bullish, I'm looking for lines up here. These lines up here are draws on liquidity. I'm also looking at this long wick right here. And this blue line in the middle is the halfway mark of this wick. So I can expect price to come up to this blue line over here. And on top of that, this wick, the top of it, and this line make for relatively equal highs. So I'm gonna put that there. And then I see a suspension block down here, meaning there's a candle here with some gap underneath it and gap above it. There's also a candle here with a gap above it and a gap beneath it. So these are important to mark. These are important to mark. And then we've got this nice long body here, really big bullish move. I'm gonna mark this up here, maybe change the color. Why am I marking this? Because I notice it's shows a huge volume imbalance. We can see from this gap between this candle and this candle and to this lowest point of this candle's wick, we have this space here. We have candle that entered in, didn't touch this line, showed you how bullish it wants to be, and it kept going upward. So that's kind of nice to see. So in my mind, I'm seeing how price has already opened up for Monday right over here. So again, I can see price coming up here. We've already we're almost up here, taking out this wick. I can actually draw out this wick. Yeah. I look at wicks as a draw on liquidity as well. PD arrays, ICT teaches that. So the middle of this wick here, I can see prices already come up. Kind of been above it, but obviously it opened up here and it closed downwards. I'm going to see what this candle wants to do. If it shows that it wants to be above this blue line, then it shows me that it wants to be a little bit bullish, and then it can aim for these two purple lines at minimum, and then overall we can aim for a higher move up here. Now if I go, let me see if I even set my stuff well as far as gaps are concerned. Yeah, I did good. All right, now I'm going to go down to the minute, and I'm going to go away from electronic to regular, and I'm going to see where we have gaps. So yesterday, or not yesterday, Friday at 4:14, we had price close down here. So even though it closed on Friday, I'm going to measure that with a black line, and I'm going to put text new week opening gap, and I'm going to put 8:17, because from Friday to whatever happens on Monday, that's what I'm going to use as my new week opening gap when price opens up at 9:30 that morning. Now I'm going to scroll back and look for other gaps. Let's see, Wednesday into Thursday, there's a gap down here. And let's see if regular price ever came down and filled it. Nope. It's a little bit of a gap. It's nothing too wide. We've also got a big gap right here. This is actually a decent one to mark. And I like that, we're taught, even though these gaps happened days ago, months ago, they're still pertinent. So I'm going to clone that, put it for where price opened up over here. And then this is going to be, what is this? Tuesday to Wednesday. So this is 8/12 gap. Usually I have a much longer name to give it, but I'm just going to do that. This is more of a draw because it's such a bigger gap than, where's the other one? And the gap we saw earlier. Yeah, this is going to be a bigger gap than this one down here. Although, when I look at it, we almost have these relatively equal lows right here. If you draw just a nice like straight line right here, you've got these 3 price points that have been hit here, and then you have these relatively points right here to think about. So those might be, if I'm bearish, which right now I'm bullish, those are points to look at. And this is going to be 9:30 gap. Let's see. Let's see. Was it 8:13? Label that as 8:13 gap. And then I'm going to duplicate that or clone it and put it at the open here. So I can see price coming there, but I can also see price kind of coming here. And I'm going to make that a solid line and just put it as a relatively equal low. That's a draw on liquidity as well as down here. So I'll just make a mental note of that if I want to be bearish. For bullish opportunity, as far as gaps, again, it's more bearish down here, but it's within a PD array here, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, for bullish sentiment, I've got some gaps up here that could be, price could be drawn to, and this gap was formed, this is on the 1st of July. So we can just say 7-1 gap, and if I clone it, I'll put at the open down there. So price can come into this gap and fill it, but also just above this gap are those 2 purple lines that I drew for relatively equal highs. The price could be drawn to, and if we zoom in, we can see price kind of comes up 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are some draws on liquidity here. And I'm going to draw another. Let me take this one and clone it. Put it right here. I hate magnets. I mean, I like it, but it's also very annoying. Yeah. Yep, so those are some highs right there that price could be drawn to if it's going to be bullish. What else are we looking at? We also have another major big gap here. The price did almost come up and hit it over here, but we've got price that filled, so I'm going to look more at this gap. And I think that's all I'm going to kind of aim for now. for now. But I do have a little bit of a gap up here, but I have this purple line as a draw, so that makes sense on the daily PDRA. And all right, so that's regular time. Let's go down to electronic time and let's look and see what happened. Looks like price 1800 on Friday, price gapped up here and has gone up now tonight. So we're gonna watch and see if it comes down, fills this gap while it's continuing on its way up. I'm also gonna wait to see what midnight prices look like. Remember, this is the new week opening gap from Friday night, Friday 4/14. So I'm gonna see if price comes down any lower than this, if it fills this gap and wants to go up, or price goes up higher than this, comes down and fills the gap as a way to ascend. So that's what we're looking at. But this has been a little bit of a technical analysis, raw, on a Sunday night, looking at NASDAQ. I'm going to do a quick one on Forex. Forex has much going on here. All right, so this is the daily. Forex has been on this bullish run too. Not as big of one, but one nevertheless. Stayed pretty bullish here. So we have relatively equal highs up here that it could aim for. This nice wick it can aim for as well. It could turn into, let's go into 1 minute. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit different. Let's go. Yeah, there are these highs up here that price can come up to, right? So we've got these sort of draws on liquidity because they're relatively equal highs that price could easily come up to if we're choosing to remain bullish, which is what it looks like it wants to do. We also have this consolidation here, and price is kind of broken out of that. So yeah, it's looking, oh, this is euro. Yeah, euro US dollar. It's looking a little bullish. I don't focus too much on Forex because their price action for me has not been superb. I've been sticking more to my NASDAQ these days, but we'll be able to record some more Forex analysis from someone who's good at Forex and trades it a lot more regularly than I do. But yeah, that's my analysis for futures, pretty much NASDAQ. We'll see how the market treats us for the rest of the week.